In year one, and welcome to our second week of maths. So today we're going to be looking at weight. In fact, all week we're going to be looking at weight, and we're going to be using for the most part spring balances, which I'm going to show you some pictures of, and also we're going to have a look at how you can improvise this if you're working from home. Okay, so but before we start that, we're going to be having a go at our arithmetic starter. Now today's arithmetic starter is finding 10 more and 10 less, and if you remember last week we looked at how we could use the 100 square for this. So if we start using 100 square, we've got 12, and we're going to find 10 less and 10 more. So try to remember which direction you go for less. We're counting back 10, so we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that is 2. And then we're going to find 10 more by counting on 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which is 22. So I want you to tell your grown-up what you notice about what happens when we find 10 less and what happens when we find 10 more. What is changing? That's right, the 10 digit is changing. There isn't a 10 digit here because it's actually 0, 2, and there's 10 more here, so it goes from 1 10 to 2 10s. So have a go using the number square or using that knowledge of how the digit changes to complete this. And when you're ready, start the video again. Okay, so welcome back. So we've got 17 here, and 10 less is 7, as you can see above. 10 more is 27. This time we've got 10 more, so that's going to be 28, and 10 less is 8. 10 less than 10 is quite tricky, because if we count back 10, we end up off the grid, and what's there is actually a 0, because we take one 10 bar away and we've got nothing left. 10 more is straightforward, that's 20. 20 is going to be 10 and 30. 25, 10 more is 35. 10 less is 15. 29, 10 less is 19. 10 more is 39. 39 is going to be 10 more is 49. We already know that 10 less is 29. 75, 85, 65, 59. 10 more is 69. 10 less is 49. And then this last one, 90. 10 more is 100. 10 less is 80. Okay, so you can see how you can use a number square or remove a digit or alter the digits for the tens to solve those. Okay, brilliant work. So we're now on to our main part of our lesson. Now, you've used these in year one before, and you've used these in reception. So have a think about what these 4 display items are showing you, because these will be up on our working wall. So when you're using a balance, when it's equal, when each side is the same, we say it's balanced, and that means the 2 weights are the same. When it's heavier, it pulls the balance down. So this side is the heavier one. As you can see, there's 3 marbles in there, and there's only 1 in there. There's 2 marbles in there, and there's only 1 in there. What does this last one tell you about? Which is heavier, the marbles or the Lego? Brilliant, that's the marbles. Okay, now, these are the balances we're using in class. It is improbable you have these around the class, around your house. However, the good news is there is a simulator that you can use, and it's here. Okay, so we're going to launch that, and we're going to have a quick go with that to show you how it works, because in class I will have demonstrated how the spring balance moves up and down, but obviously you can't do that at home. And then you can do today's lesson using this. Or if you do have something like a spring balance, or if you want to use your grown-up as a spring balance, because grown-ups, you should be able to estimate the different weights and move your arms up and down as you choose. You can do the same activity as we're doing in class. Okay? Okay, so we've opened Mr. Pip's fruit balance. So what we're going to do is we're going to lift in some fruit and we're going to see which is heavier. So we've got a pear there and we've got a kiwi fruit there. Which is heavier, the pear or the kiwi fruit? Brilliant, that's right, it's the pear because it's been pulled down lower. Okay, we're going to remove the kiwi fruit and we're going to put in a watermelon. Which is heavier now, the pear or the watermelon? Brilliant, and that's what we're going to be doing in class. Okay, but you can use this if you don't want to use the equipment that we're looking at. So the link's displayed there and it will also be on the Teams as part of this lesson, so you'll be able to access it from there. So here are the pieces of equipment we're investigating. However, if you haven't got all of these at home, you could find your own equipment, or you could, like I say, have a go on the online resource. So the challenge from our Hop Toad, who's going to be in charge of challenges this term, is select 2 of the classroom objects to compare using the balance scales. Record which is heavier and which is lighter, showing them on the sheet. So what you would do is you'd put the lighter one up here and the heavier one down here. And then you would say, using the names, which is heavier and which is lighter than which. Okay. And you can repeat that with a number of things. If you want a real challenge and you have got these kind of balances, or you could use the online balance, have a go at finding 3 objects to work out which is the lightest and which is the heaviest. And that will involve quite a bit of thinking. Grown-ups, you may well have to give a few hints with that. Okay, and that is the main task today. We do have a plenary to discuss things afterwards, and if you want to do that as well, just pause the video now, and when you're ready, go on to the last part of the lesson. Okay, our challenge for you to think about, and you can investigate this with your grown-up around the house, is the bigger object always heavier? And I'm going to leave that with you to talk about and decide whether or not something that is bigger is always heavier. And that's the end of today's maths lesson.